Greetings, and welcome to the ARMA-RY, a series of mod packs themed primarily around the Cold War, designed to serve as an extension of ARMA Reforger's 1989 setting. They've been created from the ground up to be fun and help form a foundation that other modders, server owners, and scenario creators can build upon and use as dependencies for their own factions, scenarios, you name it. And it's all been done to save time on the complex and lengthy creation of weapons, animations, and sounds. Our thought process is, we've got quite a lot of experience making weapons at this point, why don't we offer that out in a series of modular weapon packs that people can make use of however they wish. Like, for example, someone making a German faction could now use our first released pack and save on having to create their own weapons, and they can instead focus on gear, equipment, vehicles, etc. All the things that take quite a lot of time. So, the way we started out is our initial pack is our core pack, which it's mainly for the modders out there, but all of our packs use it and run off of it. And that contains things like ammunition, scripts, animations, some sounds, things that we can use for multiple different packs. And that's all accessible and open for other modders to use as a dependency. Then we've also got our optional shooting range that you can see here, that comes with a selection of custom sound and animated steel targets, ammo boxes, and weapon racks. And on here you can test out all of the weapons we release. And then the actual main event and our initial weapon pack release is the produced in Germany glorious 7.62 NATO G3 battle rifle. As you can see here in all of its glorious and iconic form, with its classic green furniture, wide handguard, it's just great. It's a recognizable gun all over the world. Here we've got our specific ARMA-RY number on them, and we've also got our own proof marking just there above the handguard. But enough about that, let's just shoot the thing. So there's a gong out there that I'm going to take a couple shots with and try hit. Bang! I think Hickok will be proud of us. You might be able to just see there that it's swinging in the wind now that I've hit it. But with the firing range, we've got a fair few custom targets, different sounds, different functions like these knockdown targets, and they're all available if you want them to build your own firing ranges, time trials, you name it, it's there. But the G3, 7.62 NATO, quite a big round, quite a long rifle, very accurate, quite customizable, and also has full auto. Not that you'll hit much with it, but it's there. But I'm out of ammo, so let's do a quick reload. Now, I know what you're thinking, he didn't slap it, and don't worry, we like the slap too, but there's a reason. Now, I said earlier on that it's 1989 based. We've also looked at things like the Manual of Arms for the G3, so the animations are a bit more period accurate. And in the German Manual of Arms, when the rifle was issued back in 1960, they specify, and I quote, "Don't hit it," in regards to the charging handle. But if you play with our other work, like the British Forces mod, you'll know we're not afraid of the slap. And in future ARMA-RY packs, you'll see it. But with the G3, we wanted to make it feel bulky, heavy, and authentic. So that's why no slap. But don't worry, it will come. So that's the basic overview of the core pack, firing range, and the gun itself. But the gun is split into a few different packs, so you can choose exactly what you want, and in order to keep file sizes down. So I'll just walk over to our gun racks here and show you what we have on offer. Like Neo said, we need guns. Lots of guns. Specifically every single G3 in every single stock type, handguard, barrel length, material, you name it, we probably got it. I think we've got every single major variant on show and available. Not just on this side, on the other side too. But the packs. So the initial pack that the others also use as a dependency is the G3 Battle Rifles pack. In that is the GS41 civilian variant in drippy wood, which is normally in semi-auto, but there is also a full auto version for your mad pleasure. And then you have the G3A3, which is the solid stock G3, with both the slim handguard, wood handguard, wide handguard, and wide handguard with bipod. And we also have a few different colors. Then there is the G3A4, which is the folding stock with the same aforementioned furniture options. And then finally we have the G3SG1, which is the designated marksman variant that I'm sure people are familiar with if they played classic shooters like Rainbow Six Vegas. And that comes with the additional cheek rest and the bipoded foregrip. So that's the G3 battle rifles. They've been set up in a way so that they are very small in terms of file size by using clever reuse of textures, keeping the models very well optimized, LODs, etc. So, moving on from that, we have the G3 special rifles, which I'll just walk around here to have a look at, which includes the PSG-1 sniper rifle, the G3 carbines with these shortened barrels, which also come with the folding stock and solid stock. And then one other version that's so secretive we had to hide it away because it's never been acknowledged to exist. And that is the MC51 flashbang cannon, used, or maybe not used, by certain spooky special forces units. And if you ever wanted an SMG in 7.6 NATO, you have it right here in all of its glory. And there's also the folding stock variant as well. So, as you just saw, in the US arsenal here, we have the G3s. We have the NATO-issued G3s in this arsenal. Not every variant, but the main ones. And depending on which packs you have enabled, they will show up in here respectively. So if you don't have the special weapons pack, you won't see them. The FIA also get the older variants in their boxes, and with an additional FIA with G3's companion mod that we've also made, you can have the FIA going around in conflict with them, which is terrifying. Now, I mentioned 3 packs. That's 2 so far. The last remaining one, and it's a little bit heinous, but we did it to allow modularity and let everybody enjoy them, is the Moderniz pack, which contains all the aforementioned versions, but with Riz rails, which you might have spotted before. Plus, one additional variant, which I also hid away, because for the purists out there, it's going to make you sad. And I know, it makes me sad too, but we put it in there so everyone can enjoy them optionally. And that is this, with its stock and its rail and its handguard, which are set up to work with any mods attachments so long as they use the standard Riz rail system. So any mod you can think of, it should hopefully be compatible. And if it's not, let us or the mod maker know, and we'll try and get it sorted. But for the modders that are watching as well, these weapons are not just one mesh. The handguard, pistol grip, stock, they are all separate parts that can be removed and customized. So if you want to just make your own parts and attach them on as a companion mod, you can. Like I said, these packs are highly modular and accessible for everybody. You can pick and choose what you want. You don't have to have it all at once.
So the option is up to you as the end user to have the game as filled with or as clean of guns as you want.
Now, that's all of the weapons themselves covered. Now, if I just quickly head back over, one of the additional packs we also have, which is optional,
is our claw mount accessory pack,
which involves attachments compatible with any weapon that uses the claw mount attachment system. So G3s and other stuff that we'll be doing in future that I won't say yet. But they are all in these boxes here on the shooting range, and you can also spawn them in Game Master as well. You can see in here, but I've already got some, so I can just give it a try. Now, in the base battle rifles pack, you already get the stabber for free, because every rifle needs a bayonet. In case someone gets in your face, you can stab them in the face. So, the bayonet, that comes with the basic G3s. But, in our claw mount pack, you also have a few optics to allow a bit more versatility
and customization options that are period appropriate and just pure old school cool.
So to start off with, we have our close range battle sight, the electronic red dot, based on a certain famous manufacturer's first ever real production. And it's also the precursor to the red dot for the US in the base game. But it's just a cool little bit of firearms history that just looks fantastically retro.
And it's also marked with a sticker and matches up with our ARMA-RY markings and our proof markings, which is just cool lore. So there you go.
So anyway, that's your
red dot.
Then we have the 4x sight to match up with the vanilla Soviet and US 4x sights in its glorious old school detail, with its side lead markings as well, so you can get quite accurate with it. I'm not, but there you go. And with most of the claw mounts bar one, you can also use the iron sights underneath, which I should also mention are animated and adjustable. So that is your 4x sight. You then have your adjustable magnification sight for the SG1, but you can put it on any G3 with those gorgeous thick black lines and thin crosshair in the center for a very retro look. It's also zeroable. There we go. But this one you can't actually use the iron sights with, because I guess they never imagined snipers getting that close to need them. But that is the magnified sight. And then finally, for all your night fighting capabilities, and thanks to Bacon for the flashlight script, we have the SL20 in all of its glorious 20 lumens power brightness. Not great during the day, but at night, and indoors, very effective. As you can see just out here in the shadow, you can see the fore end and front sight silhouetted by the flashlight beam, which is very cool. It's just like the flashlight that was used by certain operators on a certain raid in a certain embassy in a certain British city, but now mounted on a G3 instead. So the great thing about this is it's a very point shoot thing at a certain range, so you can just put the light beam on somebody and it should probably hit them, which is very cool. But that's our attachment pack. Now, that covers our weapons, the attachments. The other thing I forgot to mention is in the G3 Battle Rifles pack, we also have pretty much every single magazine you could want. We have the 5 and 10 rounders for the PSG-1. We've got the 20 rounders in both the smooth steel magazine and the aluminum ribbed magazine for extra pleasure. And then we also have the hilarious kind of like welded together 30 round magazines, which if you use them with a G3 with a bipod, you can actually make quite an effective automatic rifle, kind of like an RPK. There we go. Glorious. So yes, pretty much every magazine you can think of is in there with various different German Army issued ammo types. And then you can also, if you're a modder, add your own as you wish. So that's all the weapons, attachments, and magazines covered. Now, we have 2 additional features with these packs that we're hoping to apply for most of our packs going forwards. And we've added them in to try and make certain guns have a cool, unique feature, let's say. So if I pick up one of these, is that the right one? No, not that one. If I pick up one of these, and then one of those. So we have what we are calling the quality system. So if you're just a normal user, you probably won't experience it unless you're running our FIA with G3's mod, because they'll have some of these older variants. But because the game is set in 1989 at this point, the G3 is quite old, and it's been in service, at least with the German army, for quite a long time. So if I pull out a normal G3 like I've been shooting earlier on, you'll be able to hear. Sounds kind of normal, right? No problems at all. But if I pull out a worn G3, you can hear that bolt's really starting to scrape. Sounds like it could use some lube. But it's not just a visual and audible change either. It's also weapon handling. So the weapon, because for example the barrel is a lot more worn out now, will have a higher bullet dispersion. The accuracy will be a little bit less. Fire rate will be slower. So we wanted to make these weapons feel like the age they are really, and how worn they would be at this point. But if it's not something you want to use, you don't have to. Like I said, these packs are highly modular, and it's entirely up to you if you want to use them. For a scenario maker, if you wanted to make a mission set in 1989, but you're still using the same old rifles, then you can. And you can authentically portray that, thanks to this new quality system. But if you're just a normal user and you don't want to play around with and you just want to have the normal working guns, they're already in the arsenal and ready to go for you. These are in our box just here, and they are also able to be configured and scripted in for units. So that's the quality system. The other system, which we think is really cool, is making folding stocks have a purpose. Because in a lot of games, folding stocks are just a visual thing. They don't actually add any functional difference. But with ARMA-RY, they do. Whenever you equip or pull out or stow away a weapon, you're going to fold the stock. It's got a nice sound effect too, which I should mention, all the sound effects are done by the wonderful Kronk. When you pull it out, you'll extend the stock. Now, this isn't just a visual change. This also has handling differences. So the G3 with a folding stock, it's going to be lighter, and it's going to have a smaller volume, so you can fit it in a backpack, for example. Like if you wanted to take the MC51 7.62 SMG for fun and put it in a backpack, you can. But because the stock is sliding, whilst they are very well made in real life, they do still wobble a bit, so you'll have a little bit more aim sway and lower accuracy. And you'll also have an increased time to equip and put away. So there are pros and cons to using a folding rifle. But also it just looks so cool, I mean, come on. So that covers the rifle packs, the shooting range, our core mod, our attachments, our quality and folding stocks, which are new features that we are going to implement in future packs. I believe that is everything. These are all available today for you to download and try out, and we'd love to get your feedback and hear what you think. And to wrap things up, I'll just head back over here and say this is the first of many packs. We have a lot of plans, and we've even already started working on the next pack. We're not going to release a roadmap because we don't want to put ourselves under any strict pressure, and we want things to be a surprise mainly. And also, these packs are meant to be fun for players, modders, and for us whilst we make them. We really wanted to try our hand at G3s. I myself have wanted to animate them since I started modding in Reforger, And now we have produced a very modular set of weapons that can hopefully be used in any period, in any scenario, you name it. They're here, they're available. Modders especially, contact us please if you want to have any sort of help with setting things up. We're open to have a chat. Please send us a message. But for everybody else, these are available now. If you download the standard packs, they'll show up in the arsenal. So any servers running just the normal arsenal, they'll show up and they'll be available to be used. And we hope you enjoy them. We have a lot of fun things planned, and the future is looking incredibly exciting based on the things that I've already been seeing. So stay tuned, enjoy, and one last time, welcome to the ARMA-RY.